All right. Good morning, friends. How are you doing this morning? Can you give me a thumbs up, thumbs in the middle, or a thumbs down if you're not feeling so great? Awesome. Thanks so much for sharing. Yeah, did you guys see the snow out this morning? Sorry, I got really distracted. I remembered the snow. Yeah, how are you feeling about the snow? Are you gonna go make a snowman or go play outside in it? Yeah, I might do that too. We'll see. Well, this morning we have a video for all of you that has the thing behind me in it. Oh no, that shows what happens in the story. I took the felt board out in the Sunday school room and decided to share one of my favorite Bible stories with you actually today. So I'm going to read it from the Jesus Storybook Bible, but it's one of my favorites. And while you watch it, I want you to think about how Jesus is helping the people in the story and how some of the people he's helping are really important people, but some of the people he's helping in the story are people that were actually kind of looked down on, right? There's an old woman in the story, and she was someone that people didn't always respect very much, but Jesus still helped her, and he loved her, and he accepted her, and he still helped heal her. So I want you guys to think about that. Think about that through the story, about how powerful God is, but also how he helps the important people and the people who we might think aren't as important or aren't as special, because God loves all of us and he accepts all of us. You guys can think about that while we watch, and I tried something a little different today, and I hope you like it.
There was once a little girl who didn't get out of bed one morning, or the next, or the next. In fact, she didn't get out of bed for a whole month. She was very sick, and no one knew how to make her better. Jairus was her daddy, and he loved her. One day he was sitting by her bed, holding her hand, wishing there was something he could... "I know," he said. He jumped to his feet, put on his coat, kissed his daughter, ran down the steps past the servants, out of the house, through the gates, along the road, into the town, up the steps, and into the temple. He fought his way through the people until, at last, he found who he was looking for. "Jesus," he said, falling at Jesus' feet. "My daughter," he pleaded. "Please." But he didn't need to beg, because before he'd even finished speaking, Jesus reached out his hand and helped him up. "I'll come at once," Jesus said. Jairus' eyes filled with tears. Jesus was coming. It would be all right. In those days, of course, they didn't have ambulances, so they had to go by foot. Jesus' helpers knew that if he didn't heal the sick girl, but they must hurry. If Jesus didn't get there soon, it would be too late. But everyone was in the way, hustling and bustling, jostling and pressing, pushing and shoving, squishing and squashing. The disciples ran ahead, forcing back the crowd. Suddenly Jesus stopped. His friends looked back. What was he doing? "Who touched me?" Jesus asked, because he felt power go out of him. "Me," said a frail lady, looking down at the ground because she was ashamed. The poor lady had been sick for 12 years, and she had to get well. She knew if she only touched Jesus' coat, she would be healed. So she touched his coat, and instantly she was well. "We don't have time," Jesus' friend said. But Jesus always had time. He reached out his hands and gently lifted her head. She looked into her eyes and smiled. "You believed," he said, wiping a tear from her eye, "and now you are well." Just then, Jairus' servant rushed up to Jairus. "It's too late," he said breathlessly. "Your daughter is dead." Jesus turned to Jairus. "It's not too late," Jesus said. "Trust me." At Jairus' house, everyone was crying, but Jesus said, "I'm going to wake her up." Everyone laughed because they knew she was dead. Jesus walked into the little girl's room, and there, lying in the corner, in the shadows, was a still little figure. Jesus sat on the bed and took her pale hand. "Honey," he said, "it's time to get up." And he reached down into death and gently brought the little girl back to life. The little girl woke up, rubbed her eyes as if she'd just had a good night's sleep, and leapt out of bed. Jesus threw open the shutters and the sunlight flooded the dark room. Jesus helped and healed many people like this. He made blind people see. He made deaf people hear. He made lame people walk. Jesus was making the sad things come untrue. He was mending God's broken world.